Imagine you're driving through California, and then suddenly you find yourself in a forest where gravity doesn't work, or on a beach made entirely of glass. You keep driving until you reach a massive lake, silent, rotting, and haunted by the ghosts of an entire town. In the next few minutes, I'll take you on a trip to the 5 weirdest places in the Golden State. So buckle up, hit that like button, and subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's waiting at number 1. The Salton Sea, a ghost lake born by accident that swallowed towns and left behind a wasteland. It started with a mistake. In 1905, engineers tried to bring water from the Colorado River into California's desert farmland. The canals broke, the river burst free, and for nearly 2 years it poured unchecked into the desert, creating the Salton Sea, the largest lake in California. At first, it was a paradise. Resorts popped up along its shores. Celebrities came to fish, boat, and party. The water shimmered and towns flourished. But the sea had a deadly secret. With no natural outlet, salt and farm runoff built up year after year. The water grew toxic. Fish began to die by the millions, their skeletons littering the beaches. Birds followed. The once bustling resorts emptied, leaving behind rusting trailers, collapsing motels, and entire communities abandoned. Today, the Salton Sea looks like something from a post-apocalyptic movie. Sunsets paint the water in brilliant pinks and purples, but along the shore, you're standing on layers of crushed fish bones instead of sand. The silence is broken only by the groan of wind against broken piers. Some say the place is cursed. Others call it a warning, a glimpse of what happens when nature is pushed too far. Artists and drifters still come, turning ruins into eerie galleries. But most visitors leave with the same thought: this place feels haunted. Number 2, Trona Pinnacles. The road is rough, the air dry, and then you see them, hundreds of stone spires rising from the desert floor. Tall, jagged, and bone-white. Welcome to Trona Pinnacles, one of the strangest landscapes in California. These towers were formed thousands of years ago when a massive lake covered this desert. Minerals built up around underwater springs, and when the water vanished, the spires were left behind. Today, more than 500 of them stand in eerie silence, some as tall as a 14-story building. Hollywood noticed too. If you think this looks like Mars, you're not wrong. Movies like Planet of the Apes and Star Trek filmed scenes here. Standing among them, you can almost believe you've left Earth, but it's not just their alien beauty. The silence here is overwhelming. No birds, no trees, just wind whistling between the rocks. At night, with only starlight, the pinnacles look like an army of giants frozen in stone. It's breathtaking, but unsettling. And if you think this is strange, just wait. Because our final stop isn't just weird. We head into the desert, where a painted mountain rises like a mirage. Number 3, Salvation Mountain. Drive into the desert near Slab City and suddenly it hits you. A 50-foot-high mountain covered in colors so bright they almost hurt your eyes. Blues, reds, pinks, yellows, every inch painted with murals, words, and one giant message: God is love. This is Salvation Mountain, the life's work of one man, Leonard Knight. For nearly 3 decades, Leonard built this monument by hand, mixing adobe clay, straw, and whatever scraps he could find, then painting it over and over with gallons of donated paint. At first, it looks whimsical, even childish. But the longer you stare, the stranger it becomes. Tunnels painted like rainbows, stairways that lead nowhere, words repeating like a chant. Some visitors describe it as uplifting, a beacon of faith in the middle of nowhere. Others find it haunting, a monument to obsession, slowly peeling in the desert sun. The Folk Art Society declared it a national treasure. Travelers call it a miracle. And standing there under the baking sky, it's hard not to feel something. But if you thought one man's painted mountain was surreal, our next stop takes us somewhere that doesn't even look like Earth. Number 4, Glass Beach. Now imagine walking along a shoreline that sparkles like a jewelry store spilled its treasure into the sea. This is Glass Beach in the small town of Fort Bragg. But here's the twist. Every glittering gem under your feet was once garbage. In the early 1900s, locals dumped bottles, appliances, even cars off the cliffs into the ocean. Nature, with its brutal patience, did something humans couldn't. Wave after wave smashed that trash, tumbled it, and polished the glass into smooth, shining pebbles. Today, the beach glows with emerald greens, deep blues, and amber golds. Under the sun, it looks like the sand itself has caught fire. It's breathtaking, but also a little sad. A reminder that our worst waste can sometimes be turned into something strangely beautiful. Visitors are warned not to pocket these colorful shards, take too many, and one day the magic disappears. But even if the glass stays, you can't help but think, each piece carries a story. A broken bottle from a century ago, a shattered window from someone's home, and now it lies here, glimmering like treasure. 5. The Mystery Spot. Our journey begins in the redwoods of Santa Cruz, where reality itself seems to crack. Locals call it the Mystery Spot. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just a small wooden shack in the forest. But the moment you step inside, everything feels wrong. Your body tilts at impossible angles. Balls roll uphill. Chairs balance on their edges as if held by invisible strings. Even standing still feels like trying to fight against some unseen force. Visitors describe dizziness, laughter, even a creeping unease as their senses betray them. Scientists say it's just clever design. The cabin was built at a tilt, and the surrounding redwoods confuse your depth perception. But then, why do people walk out of there feeling like they've touched something otherworldly? Conspiracy theories swirl. Some whisper about magnetic anomalies, others about UFOs. A few insist there's something hidden deep underground that bends the laws of physics. Whatever the explanation, one thing is certain. The mystery spot doesn't just make you doubt gravity, it makes you doubt yourself. And if you think that's unsettling, wait until you see a place where California's trash turned into one of the strangest beaches in the world. And with that, our road trip comes to an end. But California's strangeness doesn't. California hides some of the weirdest, most haunting places you'll ever see. So let me ask you, if you had to spend one night in just one of these places, which would it be? The dizzying mystery spot? The glittering glass beach? The painted Salvation Mountain? The alien Trona Pinnacles? Or the haunted Salton Sea? Comment your choice below, and I'll feature some of the best answers in the next video. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because this was just part 1. There are so many more bizarre places in California we haven't touched yet.